hang on out because I'm gonna persevere and we're gonna be on time, right? So thank you, Auntie. I appreciate you. I'm going live. I have Felicia and Maya with me in the studio, and I'm trying to get them here on Instagram, and then I'm gonna
Oh, so
share.
so you need me to join on Instagram?
Yeah, if y'all can hop on Instagram, that'd be great.
All
And then
right.
I'm trying to see.
Wait.
Okay, so Felicia, I'm gonna accept you in here.
Okay.
So, but is this okay? Let me just do what you're saying. Let me.
Yeah, if you come and join me on Instagram, I'm gonna use my phone.
I gotta
Okay,
figure out how to exit this.
Here.
I don't know how to exit this. Let me just close this thing.
hey, going live here at Law for Love ATL, having a serious auntie moment because tonight I want to talk about Instagram. Tonight I want to talk to my Instagram family. So, we have you in here. I can't see you though.
I see you. I see you.
Okay, so I see Maya. Go live with Maya. But is everybody else able to see y'all? So
everybody else can see us.
Everybody else can see y'all.
Everybody else can see
I'm the only one don't know what I'm doing. That's what's up. Like so.
I don't want to say anything, but
awesome. So I'm talking to y'all through my phone. Can y'all hear our conversation?
Yeah, can you hear us?
YouTube, can you hear our conversation? Because we're going to go ahead and take this one out. I don't know what I'm
funny. So
YouTube is going crazy, man. I think Brother Walt said we can see you all grime it out. I love it.
Look, we are raw behind the scenes. I don't know what we're doing. We did a discovery about Instagram and we still gonna make this dream work. So if y'all are able to hear me and you can drop the one,
okay, only Jazz said they can't hear us in YouTube world.
Okay, Walt has an echo. Walt has an
echo. Okay. Thank y'all said it's an echo as well.
Felicia, I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna drop you out of StreamYard to see if that makes a difference. Is it still an echo, family, on YouTube? Do we still have an echo? Felicia, go ahead and give us the Felicia. You know how we do it. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2.
Mic check. 1 2. Okay. So only Jazz said just please turn down Instagram volume on your other device because there is an echo. Is there an echo now that you took me off of StreamYard?
All right, YouTube family, do we still have an echo? Give me one if there's no echo.
Yeah, Brother Walk said no echo.
And only Jazz, you're telling me to turn down the Instagram volume because there's an echo. No echo. Okay, no echo. All right, we appreciate you, Brother Walt. I'm trying to get this little phone situated. My auntie, for real, you know, I'm out here being auntie tonight, y'all, to have this conversation. And my actual niece is in the live. I love you, honey. I call her auntie. That's how I taught her who I was, by calling her auntie. So she is the auntie. So thank you for joining us, auntie. And I am still trying to figure out on Instagram, like I can't see us on my computer. And if y'all can see us, then we can go ahead and just dive into this conversation. I wanted to share you all, my guest tonight, with the YouTube family though. So I was hoping to see the live stream on my computer so I can share you all with Well, Felicia, you have us on Instagram on your computer.
I have you on my. Well, I still can see the Instagram or YouTube on StreamYard because I'm in the back end.
Yeah, but
I'm on Instagram.
But YouTube can't see you and Maya.
Oh,
So
got
I'm
it.
wondering, like, if you're able to share your screen on StreamYard.
Let me see.
Because y'all, I got my millennial booze here. We're gonna talk about life. We're gonna have a live conversation how we normally have in the background when we're jumping on the phone and these text messages talking about life. We're just gonna go ahead and do what we do on a regular day, just live for y'all and invite other millennials, Gen Zs, baby mamas, baby daddies, to hop in and join us for this conversation. We appreciate you for stretching your faith and releasing your prayers in our direction as you help a lot of love figure out its tech, because this is my very first time attending a live stream on Instagram. And oh, I got it on my computer. Wait, hold on. I got it on my computer. So let me see if I can make this bigger, y'all.
Miss Virgo 79 said, Char, missing you.
I miss you, Miss Christina.
And that's Instagram.
I miss you too. You see me out here. See, Miss Christina got me out here unsupervised.
Nah,
It is my bedtime, and I'm unsupervised.
we gonna get it together.
We are going to get it together. So it looks like the video. I'm able to see us live on Instagram, but if I share this view that I'm seeing on, well, I'm just gonna share it because Yeah, I'm still on my phone. I'm still on my phone. I'm hoping that my sound has been restored on YouTube. Can I get a one, please? If you can hear me now on YouTube, now that I stopped sharing my screen.
So we got a one in the house.
Okay, awesome. So I'm not going to be able to share the screen. Y'all, if y'all want to see my beautiful guest and you want to see us live interacting on this Instagram feed, please feel free to join us over on Instagram at Law for Love ATL. I am co-hosted tonight with my millennial booze, Miss Tamaya Jackson, founder of Trust Despite Trauma, and trauma recovery coach expert, Miss Felicia Johnson, two beautiful and powerful young women who I think have a lot to say and a lot to offer to add value to this conversation for my millennial folks. And this conversation is intended for my millennial folks because one of the things that I am here to do is just to have a conversation with you from someone who's kind of been there, done that, even though y'all are creating situations I have not seen before, making myself available to support you and love on you, encourage you, but most of all, give you some practical insight on keeping a low drama profile with your baby daddy or your baby mama. And so part of the reason why this is I'm very passionate about this particular subject is that my journey as a parent began when I was 14 years old. My son's father was also only in high school like myself when our son was born. And the reality of being a parent and having to navigate this relationship with my son's father, the whole experience turned my world upside down. But the benefit that we had as very, very young parents raising our son through high school was that we had grandparents in the mix that didn't make things worse for the decisions that we had to make. My parents did an amazing job assisting with the logistics. My son's grandparents as well, the grandma, the grandfather, we just had a bunch of adults who were involved in the situation who decided that they loved their grandson and that they were willing to do what it took to make sure that the grandbaby was taken care of. So while my son's father and myself, we had a lot of growing up to do, we were able to do that with other adults around us, helping us to figure out all of these parenting decisions that we had to make. It wasn't that we didn't have any drama, because we did. I remember that my son's grandmother, she suggested that my baby daddy get a paternity test to make sure that our son was his son. And I felt some type of way about that. I did, because you can look at my son and you can see his daddy all over his face. But at the end of the day, I can imagine that for mothers of sons, and you get the news that some young lady has had a baby and she says that your son is the dad, you will want some assurances that that's really your grandchild as well. And so I had to get over it. But the funny part about that scenario was that the day of the paternity test, my baby daddy and his daddy picked me up from my parents' house, picked me and the baby up, and we drove out to the child support office where we took our paternity test. And the nurse got my cheek swab. The nurse took the baby cheek swab. And then she looks at the baby daddy, my baby daddy, and she says to his father, the grandfather, is this your son? And the granddaddy said, yeah, that's my son. And the lady taking the DNA test swab, she looks back at the granddaddy and she says, well, this is his baby. Like, she didn't even need the test results to be like, I don't even know why y'all up here wasting time right now. Like, this baby look just like his daddy. So, I'm sorry, my phone keep dropping because I wasn't planning on streaming from my phone.
It's all right.
Oh, y'all. So that's a little piece of my drama. So Maya, I want to invite you to talk a little bit about your experience navigating paternity and legal situations. I just shared mine, a piece of mine. What is like, the first story that comes to mind if somebody says, "Hey, have you ever been to court with your baby daddies?"
So hey guys, Maya here, the CEO and founder of Trust Despite Trauma. And funny story, one of the reasons I started my brand, one of the many reasons, is because of the challenges that I have had with my children's fathers, baby daddies, ex-husband, whatever you want to call all of them, because I have three, and court, and raising children with people that you are not with, maybe that you've separated from, or people you just can't stand. So yeah, challenges. I've had legal challenges as far as custody and you name it, I've probably had it. And one thing that has kept me grounded, besides Auntie Char here and some other people, is just trying to always keep that child first. Because the child is innocent. Now, the other parents might not be. Hell, you might not be. But that child, for those children, they are. And that's something that's something that can easily be put on the back burner when you're going through baby daddy and baby mommy. It's easy. It's not something that you try, right? Because you love your child and hopefully the other parent loves the child too. But with all the drama that's going on, that child, our child, whoever child can be forgotten where they have,
Yeah.
as far as their feelings. And it's hard to stay grounded, right? And one thing about like family court, they don't care the drama. If it doesn't have to do with the welfare of the child, they really don't want to hear about it. And that's something that I've had to learn like time and time again because I've been in family court. I lost count. It's ghetto here. GHETT. However you spell it, that's what it is. But the caveat is that it's ghetto only if you make it that way. And I'll just be the first to say, like, at some point, you can't keep going through the ghetto-ness. You have to either come together as a unit or realize that the other person doesn't want to be a unit as far as not romantically, but for the sake of raising that child. Then you have to do what you have to do as a parent, and you can't worry about what that other parent does or does not do. Because your children, they're going to get older, and at some point, they're going to see for themselves who put in the work you did. And that is something that I am learning. That is something that, and then I don't know about you guys, but I'm just gonna say that my children are small. I know I look 20, but I'm really 30. I look like I'm in high school, but I'm 33. My children, I have a 7-year-old son that I have an ex-husband, so that's not his baby daddy. You gotta put a little respect on his name. He's an ex-husband. And then I have 2 daughters with 2 different dads. So I co-parent with 3 people, and if we count godparents, I co-parent with 5 people, right? But I say all that to say, and every co-parent situation is different, but there are some basics, right? The basics is respect. And God's still working on me. So sometimes I get a little disrespectful. I can have accountability and say that. But the basis is respect and keeping the child first. The children see, what is it, guys? What's the word? Children pick up on anything that's out of order. They pick up on frustration. They pick up on when their parents don't like each other. They pick up on arguments. They pick up on just nasty energy, for the lack of better words. And kids talk. I don't know about y'all here. My children talk. My children will have a meeting with a guardian ad litem and be like, yeah, my mama said she gonna whip my ass one day. And you know what I'm saying? Sorry. My kids, they do a lot. But co-parenting is only as hard as you make it.
That's good.
Well,
So,
that that was a great place for us to start off with, hearing from uh some younger experience on this line. Cause yeah, I'm sorry, but this streaming it has me feeling very old, y'all. I'm gonna just go ahead and confess that I'm feeling very auntie right now in these social media streets. But we're gonna persevere. I'm here for y'all, and y'all are the reason why I'm showing up like this. So and now I'm getting a notification on my phone that I have no idea what this is. So Felicia, why don't you introduce yourself to our family here that's showing up to have this conversation tonight, and tell them a little bit about your journey through co-parenting and the legal system. Okay, so like all of a sudden my live stream ended. It ended from my phone. I am going to cry. My live stream just ended, like spontaneous.
Don't
Did
cry.
it end the whole time, Felicia?
It did. Just log back in and pick up where you start off. Don't cry.
Did it just end?
It just ended, but you can just go back live
Just go
if
back
that's what you want to do.
in? Okay,
Or we can
because
or we can just stay on YouTube.
I mean, my intention tonight is Instagram, so I should be expecting ghetto.
Okay.
I'm expecting it to be ghetto right now because this is my first time, but we're going to go ahead and go back in here. No, I don't want to discard the live video. I want to share the live video.
Yeah.
And then
I want save it.
And then I don't even know how to do all of this. I know my niece is back there cracking up like, oh my gosh, Auntie, what are you doing?
That's why I said we should have did it yesterday, but hey, we go get it. We go get it.
Well, you know what? You're right. And you caught me like in the afternoon, like I graduated to like the old head hours where I get up before the sun come up, and as the sun going down, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So I was just exhausted when you called me.
And I know it's something so simple. That's what I'm kind of annoyed by. I know it's simple. It's either a simple button or a simple click. It's simple. So we'll figure it out.
Maybe I need to get you up here to Atlanta to help a sister out.
We'll figure
I'm up here looking like I really just got pulled from up under a rock somewhere. Because I'm trying to share the live because I can't go live. But let me try my other phone. Because this asking me to do stuff that I
Okay.
We're gonna just grab the other phone. So
it's all right. It's all right. This is the first time you introduce Instagram to Law for Love. So
Law for Love, Instagram, round one, take one.
Hey.
Now, okay, so I'm live on Instagram again. If you'll hop back in, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
And thank y'all for your patience. I'm hoping that some of this is really going to bless people who are navigating. Red, I see you sending me some tech support information, but the problem is that StreamYard was not handling the stream. And it looks like I might have to get a third-party app. You can help me stream to Instagram and YouTube via StreamYard. That's what I set it up for, Red. So I don't know why. There's a way to do it. We're gonna have to do a test run on it because I'm gonna hop back into Instagram next week. I will persevere and I will not be defeated. Y'all already know. Those of y'all who know me, look, we got Miss Christina in the chat, and Miss Christina will tell you that I am that person who will not be defeated by technology. So I kind of need to get my camera flipped around, don't I? Okay. So I'm using my other phone. Felicia and Felicia, if you could get back in, I have to let you in. And then I have to let are you there, Felicia? Felicia, if you're here, I can't hear you. All right. So now I don't have volume on my device. So I can't even hear Felicia and Maya. And what we're going to do, if y'all will join me back in StreamYard, we could just continue the conversation there because I'm not hearing y'all. All right, Maya, just a holler out to you to come back to StreamYard. I'm not gonna be defeated though.
No.
We're gonna have to do like a live little studio.
The
live little
bloopers
studio hookup, Brother Red. I'm gonna have to pull you in and help us out because I set it up to stream from StreamYard to Instagram, but I can't even tell you why we weren't able to connect. And we came on early, didn't we, Felicia?
Yep.
We came on
It's
early.
all right. The bloopers are gonna be funny. This is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. Oh,
this is what they don't talk about in these business and social media streets in the back end. They don't talk about this stuff. They hide this part of what goes on.
My whole life is a blooper. Let me text Maya real quick to join us back on the YouTube side because she probably wondering like, okay, I'm trying to get in. I saw a notification from her, but I wasn't able to hear you on that side. So I'm going to text her real quick. So come on back to StreamYard. So, Felicia, while I do that, why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about your journey through co-parenting and the legal system?
Okay. So I just want to thank you, first of all, for just having me on, inviting me and all that good stuff. So, and introducing me to the YouTube family, even though some of them already know as my family, but they don't know that they kinfolks yet. Like Red, that's my dog. You don't even know. And Princess, that's my girl. She don't even know she my girl, but we there. We family now. Just I can't get rid of me. But anyways, it's just my journey just started off very young as well. I got married at 15 years old. Yes, I got legally married, emancipated. Somebody signed for me to get married. Who would let a child get married? This is the foolishness that be happening in my life. So I got 15 years old, married, and in high school, married, had my first child at 17. And so that process was just crazy because when you have kids, having kids and doing adult things, it's like nobody tells you what you should do or guide you, but it's like everybody's just in your corner, like, yeah, we're just going along with the ride. And there was no tools given, there was no wisdom given, and I was looking for it because I'm a young mother, I'm a young wife, and I was like, what is going on? But at the age of 20, I found myself getting divorced because of just the challenges of being young and being a wife and being a mother. It just got complicated. It was ghetto. Like Maya said, it was real ghetto. And so when you got two different family dynamics trying to come together, I think when your importance, I think you said it and Maya said it, is like when nobody has the child in mind and everybody is selfish, everybody's about what I want, how I feel, it becomes chaotic. And then not only the parents are thinking about how they feel and what they want, the grandparents are thinking about how I feel and what I want. And so that was like the first like beginning of my journey in motherhood, was just dealing with the drama of dealing with grandma, grandpa, dealing with baby dad or ex-husband. And it was just chaotic. And I think I got to a point I didn't realize until about 23, 24. It was like, okay, I had enough. Enough of the drama, enough of the foolishness. We gotta come to a clear plan on how we're gonna raise this child. We're gonna have to somebody gotta make sense. Somebody gotta be using wisdom. And I think when it was that moment when we realized we getting older, our child is looking at us, our children are going to be following our footsteps in our decision making. I think it was just time for me to have enough. I'm also one of those individuals. I do have multiple baby daddies. And from life choices, from my own mistakes. And I could say this conversation is needed today because we live in a generation now. It's like, well, if this person don't make me feel the way I feel or don't agree with me or don't do something that I don't like, well, I can just jump into another relationship or jump in something new. And even though I just gave birth or life to a child, even though we have children together, I can just move on because hey, that's what I can do. And I think no one has sat us down. I don't think the old mothers have sat us down. I don't think the aunties have sat us down and just gave us the real. The uncles sat us down to say, look, you are making decisions and life choices and you're bringing life, but you're not doing this the right way. And you have to deal first with what you have before you can jump in something new. And I have to say that for myself because that was most of my decision making because I'm the type of person, well, if some old, let me go get something new. Let me look at something new. If you hurt me, you hurt me. Oh, okay, all right. And
I'm
so
gonna get my lick back.
exactly, I was petty like that. You hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna tell you you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna show you hurt my feelings. So we live in this generation, our millennials, we're having children, and I'm not saying none of our children are mistakes, but we're making decisions and we're not really thinking about the tomorrow or 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. And I think it stems from just things happening in our past, things happening that we never developed or grown in. And I think it's just time to have this conversation, because it's not just your baby daddy, but this is the father of that you had a child with. This is the woman. It's not a baby mama. That's the woman that you had a child with. So you like something about that person. It was something that made you feel good about that person.
So you said something that really kind of struck a place in me, and that was about the aunties and the uncles, right? So hopefully, for the record tonight, the jury is able to deliberate and determine that I am officially an auntie. I don't know how to use Instagram on my phone. I don't know how to stream.
Struggling today, struggling.
So if the jury can go ahead and deliberate and go ahead and get your verdict in, I am officially auntie status, right? So my question for you as millennial parents and for any other millennials that are joining us, where you made this comment about the auntie sitting you down and the uncle sitting you down and saying, hey, you messing up. But is it that conversation isn't happening, or is there some other disconnect with the way we're talking to you? What's missing in our ability to be heard by you if we are talking? See, I'm one of them aunties that I'm talking, right? And my niece is in the chat right now. She can tell you that there was this whole little conversation about whether or not she should get it was some kind of tattoo. And I went in and I let have. Boiling mad at me like for all this stuff. I was dropping on her about why she shouldn't get a tattoo. And look, auntie got a big tattoo, like I got a gigantic tattoo, right? Because I was doing what I wanted to do. And I'm like, please, baby, don't do it like this. As much as she was mad, she jumped off the phone and she called my son and she was like, your mama told me not to get a tattoo. But at the same time, my baby heard me, right? So I'm trying to figure out what is the disconnect, because when it comes to these kind of conversations, and the reason why I invited y'all here, we talk us in the background, but how can we do a better job, the aunties and the uncles, when it comes to helping mentor you or navigate life alongside you to help you sidestep some of our mess?
Yeah. I think being real, that's the first thing. Remember that y'all also was our age. And because I think sometimes older people, older wisdom and wise folks, they forget that they had a youth, and they forget their bad decisions, or they forget their mistakes they've made. And sometimes when they're coming off, it's more like this is the gravel, this is the what is that thing? And I'm judging you. More so of, give me the real. Even though I might not like what the real is, what I'm hearing, but give me the decision to make a choice and to hear the wisdom from your experience, from your mistakes, from your everything. Let me make a decision for myself and say, you know what? I ain't like how it was given to me. I want to do what I want to do anyway. But dang, Auntie do got a point. Unc got a point. And just giving that realness as well as your experience, I feel like that helps. But when you act like you've never had no experience, you've been like your slate squeaky clean. It's like, we feel that. We know you ain't real. We don't want you. Send back to sender.
Hold on, just wait a minute. Hold on, because wait a minute. Because Cindy Fraser 77 just hopped in the chat. And she said, nope, y'all forgot we had a youth. So we know what we're talking about. And
but y'all don't tell us. Y'all don't tell us y'all youth experience. Y'all be like,
here's the thing. And I'm going to play devil's advocate. Because scientifically we know, Cindy Fraser 77, that everybody has had a youth, okay? But every auntie and uncle at the base level, yes, they might have experienced what we experienced, but I find that every auntie and uncle hasn't experienced these new problems and new issues and navigate court system, parenting, custody. You show me an auntie and uncle that had to deal with that, or a grandma and grandpa. Oh, wait a minute. Tell y'all we've been there. Okay, I can't focus on her comment right now. You should look at her comment. So I think, like me personally, I'll just take accountability and say, I don't do well with authority. So you get an auntie and an uncle to sit down and try to talk to me. And if your delivery is just slightly off, I'm shutting you out. And then a couple of months later, I'm like, you know what? You did say it was ghetto here. I just didn't like how you said it, so I didn't listen. So there is still that accountability piece. But to Felicia's point, they act like they've just never been a kid before. And auntie, if you're watching this, I am just so sorry because I love you. But they do act like they haven't been. They haven't. If they haven't walked in the exact shoe and down the exact path, aunties and uncles treats. Everything I try to say, Cindy come back and say ain't nothing new under the sun, which is true. But I just think delivery is key when talking to us youngins, because we're a different breed and we need to understand things at like our level, even though we're grown now. That's cool. But aunties and uncles can come off kind of harsh and kind of stuck in their ways, and that doesn't always compute over to us the way it should. Yeah. Kind of like,
okay, so let's talk about that, because and I want to also throw it out here. If you're joining us tonight, you have a custody issue, co-parenting, especially if you're in the state of Georgia, maybe you're thinking about legitimation, you have some questions about that process, you don't have any rights as a dad because you weren't married to the mom. I am here tonight to make sure that I make myself available to you to give you some legal insight and some recommendations for navigating that. So please, I'm inviting questions about the legal process. If you are navigating a co-parenting challenge with the other parent, especially if you are a young father trying to kind of figure out whether or not you should go to court, whether or not you should assert your rights, particularly in the state of Georgia, where you have no rights if you are not married to the mother of your child. So I'm gonna jump in here, y'all, because like I shared with the family in the chat, we talk in the background. And as between me and both of y'all, there have been moments, regardless of the fact that, I like to think I keep it real with y'all. I don't hide my scars from y'all. And it's pretty hard to hide scars when you only have a 14-year age difference with your oldest child, right? So I've never hidden my scars from y'all, but there have been times in our relationship with both of y'all where you wasn't feeling me at all, and you kind of went and did what you wanted to do.
She is so messy.
I dropped you as a attorney a few times.
Ain't nobody tell her to do all that. Ain't nobody tell her to do all that.
So,
I understand.
So to my colleague's point, right? Because Cindy is also a legal counselor. She knows what it is to have a conversation with your client, give them advice, and the client be like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And so, like that's the reality of our work, right? So just to kind of like give voice to you, my dear colleague Cindy, thank you for jumping in the chat and advocating, because I can say, as much as I connect with both of these beautiful women that are joining me for this conversation tonight, we've had our moments. We've had our moments where, somebody just don't answer our phone calls for a little while.
That's crazy.
They do the little resurface ministry like we just talked last week.
We did.
Oh, man.
In your mind, we talked last week. In your mind.
I'm going to stay out this one. She's choosing violence and I don't want no part.
But the thing is that we all have our moments where life be life. Everybody could see your situation with more clarity because they're not as close to it as you are. But that's why we learn and we develop this value that in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. In the
Yeah.
multitude, when you surround yourself by people with life experience, with wisdom, with good judgment, people who have figured out how to manage their emotions when life is lifing, if you surround yourself with people like that, and those people are speaking into your life, of course you get to make your own decision. You grown, but if you're taking that counsel into consideration, you're more likely to make the best decision because you've surrounded yourself with that kind of wisdom. Is that a fair statement? How do y'all feel
That's true.
about, like,
Absolutely.
huh?
Absolutely. Because it's what you putting in your ear. It's who you're surrounded by. I feel like what makes you make decisions. So even though I'm gonna be honest, my heavenly father already know I'm hard headed. He already know he got a hard headed daughter. But when he puts me in environments where I'm in a place of wise wisdom and wise counsel, I tend to lean to the wise wisdom and the counsel versus when my back is against the wall, I'm isolated, or I'm being used by the enemy in my thoughts or in just my insecurities or my doubts, then I'm leaning to choices and decisions that ain't too good. So absolutely, it's who is feeding you, who you're around, and who are you putting yourself in the environment.
So let's talk about that a little bit when it comes to custody and co-parenting. Where have you found the best advice for navigating challenges in your relationship with the other parent?
Mm.
You wanna take a stab at that one first, Maya?
Yeah. Guys, don't come for me, but I'm about to be fully transparent and honest. I found it in the people that I never listened to.
Mm.
Um,
Real.
and that's as I say that, I'm just like, you got to do better because that's true. My oldest child is 7, my youngest child is 3, and everybody has given me counsel and wisdom and guidance, and I'm like, I hear you, but I love this man, or I hear you, but this is my second child, I think I'm a pro now, or I hear you, but this is my third child. I hear you, I hear what you're saying, and I might take it apart a little bit, but I'm gonna do my own thing because I'm grown, right? And come to find out, they had the best advice, and so I found the best advice in the people that was already in my circle, like those elders and some of the my age people, but then also the court system. Let's just be honest. Sometimes because you have a hard-headed individual or you have somebody that you just can't co-parent with peacefully, sometimes you have to go to the court system. And sometimes those people that are well versed and well trained and a guardian ad litem or whatever the case may be, they come together and they tell you basically the same thing your circle already told you. So if you had listened to your circle, you probably wouldn't have ended up in the court system anyway. But that's neither here nor there. Those two places are where I found the best counsel co-parenting, whether it be a co-parent that you can co-parent with peacefully and you just need a little help every now and again, or whether it's a complete train wreck and you need help all the time to navigate.
I want to come back to the court system specifically, but before we do that, Felicia, what about you? Where has the best parenting advice come from in your life?
So I didn't get a lot of court help because my belief is keeping people out your business. That was just my personal belief, and trying to deal with stuff outside of the court system. So for me, I found out it was wise people that either had children, um, and they knew my story or they knew me, and they were best giving, I guess, counsel through the aspect of Felicia. It's not about what they do, it's about what you do and how you respond and how you act. So it was mostly for me. So I guess as I navigated my healing journey, as I navigated how I wanted to be more mature, I had to grow up. That's honestly what it was. I had to grow up and get real and not be in a state of, okay, I got to fight every time there's an issue or every time you say something, or make it seem like, okay, what you're trying to say. Being emotional. I had to take my emotions out of it because when I was younger, definitely emotional. Oh, you said such and such as what? Oh no. It would have been a whole big thing. But as I got older and mature, it was like, it's not that serious. Oh, you took jabs at me? That's cute. So what?
Cute.
When, when will you
That's
be picking up
cute.
your child at 7? Okay, I will be dropping them off. You dropping them off?
Oh my God.
No, baby. And I never had an issue with like, oh, I'm taking and I'm keeping the child away from you. No, baby, I want you to come get your child.
Mm.
Baby, no, baby. What time do you need me to drop?
So, so
Mm.
you're hitting on something that is a really big deal for me as a family lawyer, right? And one of the things that I want to ask you, Maya, to bring to this conversation about the family court system. Did it meet all of your expectations, or were there any disappointments? And if so, whatever your answer is, how?
So I'm going to preface my answer with I understand that my answer is not going to be everybody's story because I like to exercise sensitivity, right? I know that the court doesn't, some people have trauma associated with the court system and children in custody. So I'm going to start there. Now that I've said that, the court system definitely met all of my expectations. There were times where I was overly emotional and I felt targeted because of whatever situation or standard I had to meet to then prove that I was capable of doing X, Y, and Z when it came to custody of my children. But the key phrase is me being overly emotional. The courts doing all that they were supposed to do to make sure that the children were going to be in a healthy environment between me and the children, the individuals that I was co-parenting with. Um, Now, with that being said, on the same token, sometimes because I'm overly emotional or protective of my children, I want to go in there and I won't say that I bash fathers in court. I don't, right? I always have an opening statement and I say, hey, these are great fathers, but, and then I'll lay out everything on the line thinking I'm team pro se and I'm my own attorney and what I'm saying makes sense. Okay. And then a judge will humble you and be like, that's cute. But that's cute, Miss Jackson. Uh, but is he a danger to the child? You know what I mean? That's cute, but I mean, he might be behind on child support, but is he doing everything else he's supposed to do as a father? And then it humbles me and it's like, oh, okay, so you can't, what I can say, and not that I've ever went into the court as a bitter baby mama, but I have gone into court with my reserves and my feelings in my pocket and on my sleeve. That doesn't work in court. And at first I thought that was a disappointment. But then as I got older and I've gone through 2, 3, 4, 5 custody battles and arrangement with one of my kids, I just realized that the court system doesn't play about children, or at least that's my experience. And so you can't go in there thinking that you're necessarily better than just because you have more than. You really have to go in there and keep your child in the forefront because these judges in the court systems, they're gonna see past that smoke screen. And that's what a lot of people go into court with is smoke screens, right? Baby daddies, baby mamas, they're going with smoke screens. They have their whole plan set up. And like I said, the judge would be like, that's cute. But that's the real problem at hand. So so long story short, in my opinion, the court has always been each time, and I've been there 4. I'm going on my 5th time, and it always does what it needs to do because they keep that child first, and that is what parents should do. And if more people were able to keep their children first, then we would have less people in the courtroom, and that comes from somebody that I stay in the courtroom. I should have a lawyer's degree at this point.
And thank you for saying that because that was my next statement. Was that I failed to share with the family that you are like a professional litigator. Like Maya is a professional litigator. Like I mean, she brings that lawyer smoke. The only thing she doesn't have is the bar card. So
Thank you. Only thing I might go back. I might go one day.
well,
No, we'll see.
my practice style and the way that I advise through these kind of situations is more aligned with what Felicia's experience has been. My son and his father, we navigated 2 different custody changes outside of court. In fact, at one point, when I had him on the child support, I never, thought that I was supposed to go turn off the child support when our son went to go live with him. And the child support had been going on and on and on for years. And I got a phone call one day that child support was garnishing the grandfather because the names were the same. The grandfather and the baby daddy name was the same. So I got the phone call like, hey, my daddy getting garnished for child support. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. Jumped on the computer real quick, typed up some stuff, ran down to the courthouse, and took care of it. Like, that was our relationship. Yeah. I think for us, the reason why it worked and the reason why we kept the low drama profile was because we didn't continue a sexual relationship. See, I see a lot of the drama pop off when people still sliding in your DMs, right? So
she said they still sliding in the DMs.
You don't have to read people like that. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate that at all, really. I'm gonna just throw that out there. I don't like that.
She's still sliding in the DMs.
That's crazy.
Sex complicates custody.
Yeah.
If you are not together and y'all not together, then why are we hunching? Why are we having sex when you're not together?
Right.
And then, a lot of times I see this attitude between baby mamas and baby daddies, like, well, that person is my baby mama and that person my baby daddy. We're going to always have love for each other. And there's this ownership interest in the benefit of, of sex.
Oh, shit.
But sex is what absolutely complicates custody. If you are not together, be done. Yeah. And I can definitely say from my experience in keeping our custody and our child support cordial, keeping a low drama profile, 99% of it was the fact that we weren't playing those games. We have a child together. There are things that he needs, and we're going to have to figure it out. And that means we got to put ourselves on the back burner to take care of him, and we can't be mixing up the mix-up because we're not together and we don't have any intention on being together. You have any thoughts about that, Felicia?
Yeah, no, I agree 100% because it complicates everything. It gets you emotionally involved. And if you know in your heart that y'all not going to be together for the well-being for this child, it's no point of trying to make it work or trying to trick it to work, fake it to work, because at the end it's going to reveal, like, I really don't like you. I really don't want to be bothered.
Don't like you.
I really don't want to be bothered. And so we have to understand, and especially we have to, I'm sorry, I got to take it to the spiritual. We ain't married anyway. If you want to be honest, we're not married. So most of the times, and if we were married and then we do divorce and separate, technically we still in the wrong spiritually. We complicating stuff in the spirit. We complicating stuff physically. We complicate it for the life of this child. And I just think it's easier. It's easier to say, hey, this is our child. We're going to raise this child together. We want the best for this child. So let's do what we need to do to make this as healthy as possible and not make it traumatic.
And not make it traumatic.
I just want to say, I had something in my throat. That's so true. Can we talk about what else can complicate custody? Because sex is definitely a thing. And I have 3 baby daddies, so I can attest to sex.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I definitely can attest to. Oh, listen, Cindy Frazier, 7 said.
She did that.
She said that. Quit giving them access and using that child as an excuse.
Ooh.
Girl, you don't need to read anybody like a book.
Where my camera at? I was trying to find the camera.
So sex definitely complicates. I want to talk about it. Don't let me take over, but Char, I want to talk about what else complicates. So when it comes to your clients, you've dealt with me in a, what you still doing? You still sliding? Is that what's going on between y'all? And then you've dealt with me with another child's father. What you mean? Don't change the subject. I just admitted that sliding can complicate, but I'm just asking her like, I'm asking her what else too, because some people that won't relate to, right? They don't slide, but they're still having custody issues. But yes, Cindy, that has caused some issues for me. That is no longer my story. I don't look like what I've been through. You understand me? I've wisened up. Snap on that. Now back to my question: what else can complicate?
Emotional immaturity.
Excuse me? Never mind.
Immaturity.
What's the subject? Don't even worry about it.
Let me bring up one that personally triggers me. The over-involved girlfriend or new wife.
Ooh, that triggers me too.
Ooh.
She needs to go sit herself down somewhere.
Several seats. Have several seats.
Because why? You've been around. You ain't even been around long enough for a trial period. What are you doing?
I'm
sorry.
She needs to go sit down somewhere. Because now she's trying to give him legal advice on taking his baby mama into court to get what she thinks supposed to happen, but she's brand new into this story. She beefing with a woman that she don't know her full background. She only know what the baby daddy done told her, and she has become leading counsel. He should be dealing with his baby mama, and she's interfering in ways that's triggering the baby mama. Like, why does she need to see your face? Why do you need to accompany him when he go to pick up his baby? Why you don't stay your behind in the background somewhere until time heals the wound of this broken situation? Why do you need to be in this other female face? I am personally triggered by the new female. Y'all have any thoughts about her?
Happy Thursday, yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. And the issue for those people in the back, they be like, oh, so he can't have no girlfriend. He can have whatever he like on this God's green earth, and we are okay with that. But what Char was specifically speaking about is the over involvement, like the constant. And I've lived through this 3 times, okay? And the problem is they want to, I'm all for a good stepmother. I'm all for a good stepmother, step-girlfriend. It takes a village around here. You understand me, baby? If you want to do hair, you do that. If you want to take my baby out, you do that. You want to buy them stuff, do that. Yeah. And it took Char to tell me, hey, you can't be overly involved. You raise your child. You have the custody, but you can't be too involved in the household because, baby, what they do is what they do. So that's cool. But the problem is when you're trying to take the place of the other parent, as if the other parent is not alive, as if the other, and I'm passionate about this, right? As if the other parent doesn't have a say so, as if you have shared custody with the other parent. That's a problem for me. Now, when you grow and you mature, you realize, and God is still working on me. So I'm not gonna get on this podcast to act like I don't go back and forth with other women, because sometimes I do. I'm working on it. But maturing is realizing you don't need to do all that, right? Because that baby daddy and or the baby mama, because some baby daddies go through baby mama drama. Let's just keep it real, okay? As you grow and you mature, you realize everything doesn't need an answer, right? You realize you don't have to state your position to that baby daddy or that baby mama, because if y'all play with Tamaya, I'm gonna take you to court, and I'm gonna let you play in that judge face. But that takes a level of maturity that it's hard to get to, because as a parent, you're still triggered. As a parent, you just want to do what's best for your child, but you have people playing in your face that they don't even have your child's best interest, and that's a trigger. And everything is about growth, and everything is about trusting despite the trauma that you're going through, because if you keep your eyes on the prize, which is your child or your children, then you're going to make it through no matter what. And if you're going to listen to counsel, let it be official counsel or the word of God, or both. I'm done, because Lord, we took it there.
You have any thoughts about the over-involved new woman? She could be pesky.
She covered it. I don't have nothing else to say, because baby, don't show up at my house.
Child, I just can't. My heart right now, I'm just like, I can't even believe y'all tried. Okay, but we healed.
So here's where I'll share a page out of my journey, because when my son's father, he married his first wife, you know, we women, we pick up on stuff with other women. And I met her for the first time when he brought her to my parents' house during, you know, a holiday. And we've always just been those people like, hey, we family. How you doing? Good to see you. And I go in to hug the new wife, and it was the she kind of froze up on me. And I was like, okay. She's ice cold. No problem. My son is living with this woman and his father. And she got something going on in her head towards me, who don't want her husband. So what I chose to do, because I didn't want that smoke coming down on my son who lived out of state with them, I fell all the way back so that he wouldn't catch backlash from whatever that was I was feeling with her. Now, fast forward 12 years later, maybe even a little longer than that. They had already divorced. He done married a second wife, everything. We go to my son's graduation where he had just gotten his MBA. So we talking graduate school degree. A lot of years have passed by. And they didn't have any seating in the restaurant where we could all sit at the same table. So dad and the second wife ended up at a table with a couple of people. And I ended up at the table with the first wife. And for the first time, she and I are talking face to face because there's no longer the threat of him between her and me. And come to find out, he over there tormenting this lady.
No, he didn't.
Telling her that I want him back.
Oh, that sounds all too familiar. The ghetto.
What?
And the fabulous.
What? I'm over here deep in the streets, living my best life.
and might I say, just real quick, might I say, Char, do you see how that caused how the baby daddy caused some unnecessary friction between two women that could have been peacefully co-parenting a child?
We could have been cool.
I ain't even gonna do it.
He gassed her head up, and he got her on the edge, thinking he wanted her to know that he could take off with me any day. Like, no, Buster Brown.
They really do that. I've experienced that once.
They do.
And they'll even hit you with I know you want my man. Like, they'll come to bat on behalf of the baby daddy you don't want. I'm good. Honey, you got it. I can't even believe that people do that, because
she apologized to me more than 12 years after the fact, because she had no idea he was feeding her stories to make me out to be this bad guy, you know, slithery, slimy. And she was eating his narrative without ever taking the time to get to know me. She apologized to me at my baby graduation. So sometimes, and I counsel a lot of parents, just depending on what the dynamic is, sometimes you need to strategically fall back and let that thing that's happening in their house work itself out without your involvement.
Say that one more time.
Because eventually, and here's the other thing she said. She said, because I'm sitting here, I'm giving her feedback about all the years my baby was living in her house and all the things I knew when I was catching up with my baby, when it was safe for me to be present in the situation. She sat up there, she said to me, she said, oh my gosh, all this time I was thinking you weren't there and you were there the entire time.
My word.
And she had to put some respect on my name, because at the end of the day, even if I had to look like the bad guy when it came to my son, I was willing to fall back so that the dust is settled and that he didn't catch heat from grown-ups who didn't know how to separate that.
That's good.
And it's hard to do. And I don't like when I have a client that's in that kind of situation, because I know it's hard advice, but because I've done it, because I've benefited from it, I do play that card for my clients sometimes, because if you're dealing with emotions, and you
Yeah.
know what emotions do, emotions make you cry sometimes.
Girl, because I forgot all about that song. You play so much.
They ain't got no truth in them. You can't compete with them. You can't compete with them. You might as well.
Children do get caught in the crosshairs. I've lived that life with my children, and children don't stay babies forever. And if anybody knows my children will come back and tell the other parent exactly who, what, how, when, and why. So as my children, you might have safe space. You might have thought this was cute when they were babies because they don't understand nothing what's going on. But as they get older, their active listening skills are better than mine. And I don't know what that says about me, but that's not the point. The point is children will absolutely catch strays. And if you're dealing with the wrong type of co-parent, they're going to intentionally use that child in the drama that you guys have. So now not only are you guys battling each other when you should be a unit, now you have an inquisitive child in the mix, and that's never a good sign. And for my people that are in legal battles, courts don't like that. Don't ask me how I know. I'm not gonna say. Courts don't like it. Boy clubs don't like it. They don't like it because they're like they realize the child is innocent.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Chardon had to humble me a few times.
Well, I can't tell y'all how much we got folk in the chat that will tell y'all how sleepy I was at 5 o'clock this afternoon. I was tired. I was on the ropes. I was barely making it. Y'all have woke me up and kept me up past my bedtime, and I love you so much for just bringing your energy, bringing your love, bringing your voice, bringing that spirit that y'all know. Y'all know how I give y'all flowers in the background all the time. I appreciate you so much. And I hope that this isn't the last time that we kind of partner up to have these lifing conversations, because I want to be the auntie that's showing up. And if it has to be in social media, even though I don't know how to use my phone,
Struggling today, but we made it through though. We made it through. Next time we need to do a test run like the day before.
that's what Felicia was getting on me about. So, aunties don't listen also, because
Oh,
she
y'all
she
hard headed.
yeah, she called me Sunday, and I wasn't listening. I was
I was like, hey, we need to go ahead and do a test run.
she did.
Accountability piece. Never too late for it.
She actually has evidence in her phone to corroborate her testimony. It is true.
Oh, I love that for her. Love that for her. Ain't nobody called and told me nothing. I would have been down.
Hey, ladies, I want to go ahead and give y'all an opportunity to share any final thoughts you have, speaking to your generation, speaking to other parents, people who are married, people who have blended families, people who are navigating co-parenting, legal situations. Any last words from you, Felicia?
Yeah, this family dynamic, whether you are married, whether you have baby mama, baby daddy, it takes work. It is not for the weak. And if you have a family, you have children, and you want them healthy in the Most High, you want them loved and all that good stuff, it's going to take work. It's going to take emotional maturity. It's going to take you growing up, not being so sensitive. We have to take a step back, and we got to realize it is not all about us, and realize that maybe the way we're viewing this thing, or how we doing this thing, might not be the best, and somebody might have the tools and the resource that we need to make our situation better. And it is okay to listen to someone that at that moment you might not agree with. It's okay, but it might be better for you in the long run. That's all I got.
Thank you so much, Felicia. And all right, Counselor Maya.
I just want to take this time to say, be the parent for those who have gone through traumatic, because not everybody has. Some people had great parents as kids, but I'm speaking to the people that's on right now that may have gone through trauma as a child, and now you have a child. Be the person that you wish would have not subjected you to trauma as a child, right? And so do whatever it takes to be better than, because to be better than who raised you. And I don't say that as any shade to our parents, because now as a parent, I realize we do the best we can with the resources we have, but there's always room for improvement. So just focus on breaking generational curses and not introducing new ones, so that your children can grow up healthy and happy and feel loved and always have a safe space to come to. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with.
I appreciate that. And again, I thank you both so much. I do want to take this opportunity also to just kind of swap information, because I mean, I'm new to these social media streets, and y'all fuss at me all the time about doing better. But for those who are in my little corner of the internet who would like to get in touch with y'all, to follow y'all on social media, to learn more about the beauty that you bring, how you both have taken traumatic backstories to begin delivering and ministering and loving on other people to give them hope and encouragement for their lives, where can they find you on social media?
Maya?
Okay, yeah. So I have a website, and my website is www.trustdespitetrauma.com. On all social media, meaning TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. You can find me at Trust Despite Trauma. I'm even on Threads app as Trust Despite Trauma. So all things Trust Despite Trauma is what I am.
Awesome. Thank you. And Felicia, where can our folks find you?
And you can find me at I am Felicia Johnson everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I am at Felicia.com.
LinkedIn is a good one. I have a LinkedIn too. Good one, Felicia. Yes.
So for my
you can get that coming from me and my social media.
for my professional folks, LinkedIn.
Hey, I appreciate both of you. I appreciate the work that I see behind the scenes that people can't always appreciate. They see you showing up and they're seeing where you are, but they don't always see the darkness that you've navigated through to come into the light, to share your story and to share hope and a path to recovery from trauma, trusting despite trauma, being the best version of yourself. So I'm blessed to be a part of the backstory and being a part, a teeny tiny part of, the cheerleading squad to tell y'all to keep going and keep doing what you're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, family, everybody who knows me knows that I am married. I share my youngest child with my husband. And guess what I call my husband? My baby daddy.
You do. I was like, dang, what do she call him besides her husband? Baby daddy. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Look, I strongly believe in play in marriage. Marriage could get boring. It could get difficult. It could get full of conflict. It can have storms. And as long as we remember to laugh and play, we could get through anything together. So if he looked like he got an attitude, I'd be like, you ain't my baby daddy.
I love that.
And that's why we love you. That is why we love you.
Sure.
We gotta give you your flowers too, because you have been consistently showing up for your people, your community, and then just showing up in general in the back end, because I know this is the social media streets ain't what all you do. And it don't matter what it is, you gonna figure it out and you're going to get through it. And I love you for that, because the funny part of you balance out the serious part. And when Char Selassie, hold on, wait.
I don't have time for her.
Selassie gets serious with you.
I don't have time for Char.
It's real. But she balanced that out with love and grace. And it's a beauty to just know her. And I'm excited that you are now about to be introduced to these social media streets, because you're needed.
Yeah.
You're needed. Your voice is needed, because there's a lot of us out here the hard-headed ones, the ones that don't want to listen. Like your voice gonna be the one that be like, mm-hmm, Auntie Char said it. And I think you right on. So this mishap with Instagram, I ain't even worried about it because this is just a small beginning. This is just a small beginning, and don't despite it. Don't get worked up. Don't get bit out of shape. So I'm giving back your roses and all the support and love that you give out, not only to us, but to those many around. So I'm just saying, keep doing.
I agree, and I just want to say, I just want to throw in there too, just real quick, that Char, you have saved lives, and you have saved families, and you have saved children, and you have saved yourself. So keep going, because one of the many reasons I'm sitting on this YouTube right now, for those who think I'm playing, is because of Char. 3 years ago, first case, right? I don't even need to say no more. So thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, y'all my millennial booze. You're my little boo thing.
I know that song. I don't know how to dance, but I know it though. We're gonna hit him with the, you know what I mean?
That is every generation. Stay in your lane.
Y'all will best time later. Hey, I love you all. Thank y'all for joining us here at Law for Love ATL, where we use the power of the law to promote love in our families, our communities, and to help change the world. We love you, and I look forward to serving you really soon. Have a good night.
Good night.